And today we're going to get into appreciating our awesome arms. Awesome arms. Um, so before we really get moving, I want to do a little touch exploration on where our arms actually start from, right? So if you just touch, like say, take your left hand and touch your right upper arm. So this is your humerus. Oh, here comes a few more people. So you're touching your right humerus. This is your arm bone. And if you make your way up a bit, right, towards the shoulder area, you're going to be around the shoulder joint, right? Or the main shoulder joint, or glenohumeral joint. You could just move that around a little bit and sense where the movement is coming from. However, right, if we just think about our arms starting from here, we tend to be a bit more limited in our movement, because the truth is our arm actually starts from a different place. So if you continue the journey across your clavicle, your collarbone, right, so you're just going to keep on walking across the front of your upper chest here. You're going to feel that real bony structure, that clavicle, and get all the way to the connection to the sternum. This is actually where your arm starts from. There's actually two little joints right here, from sternum to like a little disc, and then a disc to the clavicle. And if you move your arm around, thinking that your arm starts from there, notice if it feels any different. Like if it feels like you have more range to move, or maybe there's more ease of movement. You may even feel a little bit of movement there around the joint. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Just to think about where you're moving from changes the way you move. So let's just feel it on the other side. So right hand to the left humerus. Right? It's a very funny bone. That was a joke. So we go all the way up. You can even do like a little massage. Right, we go up to the glenohumeral joint. That's where the head of the humerus and the shoulder socket meet, and just move around a little bit. And notice what it feels like to move your arm from this place, from the glenohumeral joint. And then we'll continue the exploration, the tactile exploration. We're going to touch our clavicle, touch the clavicle until you get all the way to the sternum. So again, there's two little joints right here. So it's clavicle to disc, like almost like the spinal disc, and then disc to sternum. And then move around right from there. And you may find that your arms feel a lot longer, right? That there's more range to move, and you'll feel these joints move and the clavicle move a little bit. Okay, bring your arm down, take a moment. You can let your arms drop and just notice your arm. We're going to keep going a little bit with this tactile exploration. So take your left hand again and go back to your clavicle, right? And we're going to go right below the clavicle. So you're going to find like a little ditch between the collarbone or your clavicle and your first rib. And here you're going to do some good old pressing, right? A little massage. And you may be quite surprised at the tenderness that you find there. And it could be like a little, yeah, little circular massage, or just a press in, and you're going from like shoulder towards sternum, shoulder towards sternum. And this is an amazing area to get into on the daily. So whenever you're just sitting around, not sure what to do, give your under clavicle, right, a little rub. And now we're going to move this arm. So you're going to take your right arm into this like cactus shape, but parallel your form to the floor. And we're going to slide our left hand on the clavicle, going from sternum towards the shoulder as you let your elbow move back. So I don't know if you can see, I'm sliding my hand along the clavicle as the elbow moves back. And then I'm sliding my left hand towards the sternum as I reach my arm forward. So you're assisting the movement of the clavicle with the arm movement. There you go. So just a little bit more, and you can still be pressing like underneath the clavicle, so you can continue to get that little massage. Keep going, just another round or two. So assisting the clavicle in moving the arm. Okay. And then just give that arm a good old shake. You can shake up and down and all around, even like a little lean to shake. Then again, just drop your arms down and notice the difference between the two arms. So you may feel like that right arm is a little longer. If you reach the right arm up and compare it to the left, you may find, wow, there's like a lot more freedom to move with the arm that you just, released that some tension from and assisted its function in. So you're going to take the right hand and find your left clavicle. So that bone that goes from shoulder to sternum, and find the spot right below it to give a little massage. Oh, I always find that like when I'm pressing in this area, I feel like a release up to my neck, into my jaw, sometimes down my body into my ribs a bit. So there's a lot of connections here. You're also helping the breath free up, right? So when we release tension in this area, we create more space for the lungs to expand. So a little massage here, right? And then we're going to take our left arm into that like cactus, but flip it down. And we're going to slide our hand across the clavicle or right underneath as you move your arm. So you slide your elbow back and then reach forward as you slide your fingertips towards your sternum. So we're sliding the arm and sliding our hand. That's it. Keep going. Oh, and you may be getting like a nice little stretch here too. Just appreciating the self-massage and the movement that your arm can make. One more time. Okay. And then shake out the arm. Shake it out. Let your arms drop. You can even like lean a little bit if you want to shake. And then just notice the two arms by your sides. You can move the left arm compared to the right. Now maybe they feel a bit more even in their movements and their freedom. Now I'm just going to move myself back. We're going to get a little bit bigger now in our movements. Okay, let's make sure the camera is set. So take your arms out like a T now. So reach your arms straight out, and you're going to flip your palms up just to start. So 2 palms up to start. And then we're going to be moving internally and externally in the arm joint, in the shoulder joint. Let's flip just the left palm down. You can even flip it back so you get that full internal rotation. You're going to look over your right fingertips. You're going to reach to the side. So you are not just reaching from your arm. You're actually reaching from your ribs to your sternum, to your collarbone, to your arm, to your fingertips. And then come back to center. Flip the palm. So that right palm can actually press back. You're going to look over your left fingertips and reach. Ribs, sternum, clavicle, arm, fingertips. And you're going to keep going. Keep flipping the palms. Keep looking over the side that you're reaching to. Okay? There's even a weight shift in the pelvis. So you may feel some movement happening over there too. Keep going now. As you move, can you also take some nice steady breath? Just another 2 or 3 rounds, right? And if your arms are feeling really tired, remember that they're supported by the sternum, and that may actually help your arms feel like they can hang out here longer. One more time in each direction. And then we come back to center, lower the arms down, let the shoulders melt away from the ears and the arms dangle by your side. Take your hands right in front of your heart and interlace your fingers. Okay, we're going to press our palms away from us with the fingers interlaced. So straight arms, straighten your elbows. And here you're going to let your spine round. So tucking your pelvis, just flip to the side, rounding your spine, tucking your chin. And then start to extend your spine as you let your palms reach up towards the ceiling. Yeah, so try to keep your fingers interlaced. If that's totally impossible for you, just reach up with the arms and reach forward as you round. So you don't have to do it with the fingers interlaced, but if you can, then do that. And so we're just going to move through these 2 spinal movements, flexion as we press our palms away from us forward. Extension as we press our palms up towards the ceiling. And you don't need to go into a big back bend. It could just be a neutral spine. Just another round or two. Breathing helps. Okay. And then once your arms are all the way up, palms are pressing up towards the ceiling, you're going to begin to release your fingertips and push the air down. Big, wide arms like wings. Keep going. Even if you feel a little burn in the shoulders, see if you can just be with that sensation until your arms slowly make their way down by your side. And then just pause, let the shoulders relax, arms relax, spine is tall. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Okay, now before we get standing, I want to work on our forearms a little bit. So again, a little self-massage here. So what we're gonna do is lean forward. So let's do the left arm first. So you're gonna lean forward, just a hip hinge here, and see if you can get your forearm resting on your left thigh. You can start with just your right thumb here. So thumb will be pressing into the center of, like the center line of your forearm from inner elbow, right, all the way down to your wrist. So let me just come a little closer so you can see the line, right, from inner elbow down. And you get to decide how much pressure your forearm can take. And what's kind of cool is noticing how the fingers will move. Right, the fingers will move as you press into your forearm because the muscles from the fingers go all the way into the forearm. Okay, another technique here would be like using your right forearm as a rolling pin. So again, you would start up by the inner elbow and roll the right forearm into the left forearm. So that's going to be a lot more pressure than just your thumb. Right, and you want to make sure that the arm is whatever part you're pressing into, that it's connected to the leg. So if you get to the wrist and your wrist was kind of dangling, just slide your wrist back up onto your thigh. Just another few rounds. This is like that area that you don't realize you're holding tension in until it gets massaged and you're like, what has my forearm been up to? Right, that it's been so tense. Like those bags that we carry, right? Our animals, our kids, our grandkids. All right. And then you can pause, you can shake out the arm. Again, just notice the difference between the two. Okay, maybe a little bit freer in that forearm. And then we'll go to the other side. So just lean forward. Okay, forearm is, the inner part of the forearm is up. So then you can take your left thumb and do a little press along the center line. And it's not just your thumb pressing, like notice how my body is kind of like leaning forward and back so that your thumb doesn't get like too tired doing this. So it's a full upper body experience leaning in. Okay. And then once you get a few thumb presses in, then you can go into the rolling pin technique where you use your left forearm and you roll into the right forearm. So you're using your left, what is that, your ulna to roll into the right forearm. Okay, keep going. Keep breathing, keep moving, keep noticing whatever you got going on. And one arm may definitely feel more tense than the other. We are very patterned beings, right? We usually have a dominant side. Okay, and then shake that out. Maybe give your hands a little rub. Take a breath in, just let it all sink in, and take a breath out.